Welcome to Civil Projects of Onumoy. There are many factors for getting a wrong data from fieldwork. It may be of measuring tape or chain, undulated ground, temperature fluctuation, sagging of tape or chain, improper pulling, not maintaining verticality of leveling stuff, etc. By some example, I am explaining to get corrected result. By bending of link, chain length may be short. It may also be long. Then solving procedure should be same. For calculating length, square should be omitted and length to be stated instead of area. Here chain short, so true area should be minimized. Measuring distances along the slope should be corrected when angle of slope or difference in elevation should be measured. We can get horizontal distance by this procedure. Correction of slope very much needed for undulated ground. Temperature correction method is same as chain or tape correction, only coefficient of thermal expansion to be multiplied with difference of temperature and length of tape to get the measure of wrong length. Here, during measurement, temperature increases, so result positive. Correction of sag depends on pulling and weight of tape. So, this formula to be kept in mind to find the corrected length. Here, correction of sag made for 50-meter tape. This is a problem of measuring the direction of a offset. Here, error in length and direction both combined. For only incorrect direction in field displacement of a point is equal to L sin alpha, where L is length of offset and alpha is allowable angular error. To find the maximum length of an offset of the ground can be measured on paper by the limitation of error from both sources, scale of drawing and accuracy mentioned. Root over 2L by R is equal to the displacement on ground from both sources of error. For the obstacles like river, buildings, etc., this type of data to be taken. Here, on the either side of a river, 2 points are taken which are visible each other and in a measured fixed distance. From these 2 points, a point at other side of the river observed, and we get two bearings by which width of the river can be calculated. This is an example of compass traversing. For closing a traverse, this type of calculation to be known. Here, the sides are in equal length, so plotting may be done by only these bearings. Magnetic bearing is equal to true bearing added with declination. Use minus sign when declination is east and plus sign when it is west. Mind that this rule is for whole circle bearing only. If in a line coordinates are given with refer to magnetic meridian, then the coordinates with refer to true meridian can be calculated if magnetic declination is given. Here, reduced bearing calculated by the formula tan theta is equal to departure by latitude. In computation of areas by planimeter, we use area is equal to multiplier into difference in reading when anchor point is fixed outside the figure. If the zero mark of dial passes fixed index mark clockwise and the anchor point fixed outside, then 10n plus constant should be added with the difference in reading. When working with level machine, closing error should be calculated by this formula. When fixed reduce levels of two benchmark given and leveling work of that time to the end. Every flying level should be entered in field book in tabular form to make sum at the end. In leveling work, staff should be in proper vertical position, otherwise error will come. To correct this error, this type of calculation to be made. The correction for curvature in meter is 0.0785 d square. For correction of refraction in meter is 0.0112 d square, and the correction for both error, that means curvature and refraction in meter, is 0.0673 d square. By theodolite, we can measure the height of an object from a distance far away by the angle of elevation or depression, and if we know a reduced level of any benchmark, then can calculate the reduced level of any point of the object. Thanks for listening. From next day, I shall discuss about various items of civil engineering. Some notes may be useful for every steps of projects. If you enjoy a little by meeting with me, then please subscribe my channel and give comments with like and share.